77 people say that they experience physical symptoms caused by stress, and almost 50% people say that their stress has increased in the last 5 years. But here's a telling statistic. Most people check their phones almost 144 times a day, trying to find peace in a thing that's actually stealing it. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to find your inner peace, not someday, but today. Inner peace is something that everyone talks about, but very few people actually have it. We see it in our lives. Very few people are genuinely peaceful and calm. And it's not some, mystical state that we are told it is, that only monks can achieve sitting on a mountain, or something you can achieve after years of meditation. In fact, I will argue inner peace is our natural state. And the question is not how to find it. The question is to figure out, what are we doing in this moment right now to block the peace that is already here? And in this video, we'll find out how to stop doing that just for one day. Here's what I'm going to do. I give you a challenge for the next 24 hours is do everything in your power it takes to maintain complete inner peace, just for one day. We're going to do it, but not avoiding life or, hiding away from stress or problems. We're not going to do it by, avoiding things, but we're going to do it by mastering the response that we have, the emotional response we have to everything that will happen in this next one day, right? Things are going to happen. Traffic's going to happen. Unexpected problems are going to happen. Things are not going to go our way, but we're going to meet every single thing that happens in the next 24 hours from a place of peace. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, right? The exact techniques, what to do in the moments that you will struggle and the moments you'll succeed. And if you can find inner peace, even just for one day, then we can know how to get there every single day. So if I can find peace, inner peace for one day, so can you. Let's begin. Before we can find inner peace, we need to figure out, how did we actually lose it? Why did we lose inner peace? Because if you look back thousands of years ago, our ancestors have to deal with a very different kind of a life. They had to deal with one threat or one thing at a time. They were not living in this world of social media and the internet. And for us, we have to deal with so many things at one go, which our brains and our nervous system, they're not used to it. So it feels like we are getting threats from all around the world, and we're always in fight or flight. We're always anxious, always turned on. Email from your boss can feel like a lion, right? Trying to jump on as a predator. Maybe a social media like can make you feel rejected from the tribe. Something small that is happening that's not really meaningful can mean a lot more to our nervous system just because of our way our brains are designed. And here's what happens. We're always stressed out. We always have no time, and we're always activated. We don't have a way to relax and switch off. And if we live in that anxious state, we're always waiting for the next thing to react to. And in this situation, inner peace becomes impossible. Now we can dive a little bit deeper into the 3 things that are blocking our peace. And once we look at these and unblock them, you will experience some real peace in your life. That's my guarantee. So number 1 blocker is constant stimulation. In this world we live in, including myself, we wake up, and as soon as we wake up, we check our phones. We have emails, we have things coming up. We have so many things happening to us, right? And we are constantly in input. We are stimulating ourselves with what we need to eat, always on the phone. And what that does is there's no space to find peace. Inner peace requires emptiness and a silence. And if we don't take time in our day to switch off the stimulation and find key moments where we can just literally be and be silent, and instead of filling the silence with noise, we can just be comfortable and make some space, then we can actually achieve true inner peace. The second block to our inner peace is emotional resistance. Every time we feel anxiety, we feel there's something wrong. Or if we are sad, we always trying to fix it. If we are angry, we're judging ourselves. We have all these emotions which all human beings face. Everybody faces these emotions, and they're very, very normal. The problem is not the emotion. The problem is our judgment and our resistance that makes the emotion 10 times worse in our head. And if you're at war with our emotions, we are fighting it instead of working with it, then war is the opposite of peace. Block number 3, living in the future anxiety. You will relate with this. Every single moment of our lives, we're never really here in this moment. We're always somewhere there, right? In the future, 5 months ahead. When this happens, I'll be happy. When this happens, I will finally be able to make it, right? So we're always planning for the future, but never being in the present moment. And funny enough, inner peace only lives in this present moment. So inner peace is not something to achieve. In fact, I mentioned earlier in the video, inner peace is our natural state of being. And if you can focus on these 3 blocks that I talked about, which is constant stimulation, emotional resistance, and always living in the future. Once we take away these 3 things, what will be left in this moment is inner peace. Now it's time for me to share some practical techniques on how you can access and how I daily access my inner peace space. Okay, so you understand the problem now. Let's solve it. I'm going to share 5 techniques with you, 5 things you can try. Not magic techniques, but just guidelines, principles that you can sit with yourself and try. And these are the things that will really work. It's worked for me to find that inner peace and inner space, and it will work for you. So use them right now. So practice number 1, I call it the morning anchor. And these are very famous, right? Everybody is talking about morning rituals, but the reason everybody's talking about morning rituals is they actually are very important and they actually work. Now, how we start our day is literally most cases how our day goes. So I believe that if we set the right intention and the right pace at the start of the day, everything else becomes very easy. As you know, before I used to just wake up, check my phone and be reactive, look at my emails and see who wants to have things that they need from me. And I used to start the day very anxious and stressed. I'm sure you can relate. But for me, the transformation was realizing that my first hour is my most important. And this hour is completely dedicated to myself and the universe, God, whoever you believe in, because it's very important that we don't react to the outside world. We block the outside world for the first hour. So don't check your phone, no emails, no input coming in from anywhere. I start my day with very simple things like deep breathing, right? Well, some 4 seconds breath in, 6 seconds breath out, and just deep breathing for 5 minutes, right? Remind myself of what am I grateful for, right? 5 things I can think about. I live in an amazing house. I'm able to run my own business and live my life with freedom. I have a beautiful family. Whatever you're grateful for, list 5 things, very important. And then I set some goals. Instead of a to-do list like most people, I feel what's really helped me is to set goals about how I want to feel today. So ask myself, how do I want to feel today? I want to feel confident. I want to feel energetic. And once I set my feeling goals, everything I do that day becomes aligned with that, instead of having a to-do list that makes me anxious. So literally 10 minutes, that's all it takes. If you set your day right in the morning, you will find more often than not, you will find your inner peace that day. It's a chance to anchor yourself with yourself or something higher before the world peace. Practice number 2 is the emotional flow practice. Like I mentioned earlier, emotions are not the issue. It's our resistance for feeling them. So it's a very simple practice. Next time you feel a difficult emotion, whether it's sadness, you're very sad, something bad happened, or somebody, made you very angry today, that they overlooked you, did something wrong to you, very angry. I want you to feel the emotion and I want you to acknowledge it. I don't want you to fight it. Don't judge it and allow it to flow through you. Now I want you to take a deep breath, feel exactly where the emotion is. If you feel anger, is it a fire in your belly? Right? If you feel sadness, there's a heaviness on your chest. Where do you feel those emotions? Quickly scan your body, be very self-aware. Once you feel it, take a deep breath and imagine it's slowly softening and it's flowing through you. There is a 90-second rule that if you give 90 seconds and you allow your emotions to flow, they can literally be let go straight away. However, if you resist them, emotions can stay in our body for days, weeks, months, sometimes years. Inner peace doesn't mean not feeling difficult emotions. Inner peace is being peaceful while you're feeling difficult emotions. And that's the difference. Practice number 3 is what I call the present moment return. It's being in the present moment is a very practice that you have to do kind of every single moment. You can be present right now, but our mind loves to run into the future or go back to the past. That's just how everybody's minds work, right? So throughout the day, you will lose the sense of the present moment. You will develop stress, you will develop stories and thoughts that might trouble you. So a very simple practice is to every hour or 2 hours, create a real reminder on your phone to check in with yourself. Every hour or 2 hours, I take some time to take a little deep breath and check in and say, what am I aware of it right now? What are the things that are happening that are making me feel bad? And if there's any resistance I feel, I see if I can let that go. Because most of the time I realize it's not the things that are happening in my life that cause me suffering. It's actually the story that I tell about those things that are happening that are much worse. So this daily practice of checking in every hour or 2 hours with yourself and coming back to the present moment, kind of like a pendulum, coming back to the center, is a very key exercise to find inner peace. Practice number 4 is setting up healthy boundaries. We are told most cases we grow up in our household, in our school life, be very people pleasing. I don't know if you relate, but we tend to say yes when we really don't mean to say yes. A lot of times we feel it's selfish to create boundaries and look out for yourself. If you relate with this, I want to tell you that setting boundaries is actually not a bad thing. In fact, setting boundaries is a sacred thing. I, early on in my life, struggled with being a people pleaser, constantly looking for validation from other people, my friends, parents, teachers. And slowly I realized that it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you. Ultimately, you know your heart, and in heart of your hearts, what's right for you. And if you believe that you need some time and you want to set some sacred boundaries, whether, it's not checking your phone or putting it on a flight mode, or not saying yes straight away and say, I'll think about something when somebody requests you to do something. All these things, setting boundaries in place to protect your inner peace, is a very key step. Because if you let somebody else invade that inner peace, you're going to also be not a nice human being to that person. So it's in everybody's benefit that you take time to protect your peace so that you can be nice to other people as well. Practice number 5 is what you do in your evenings, the evening release. Sometimes early mornings can be stressful. You're trying to get ready for the day, maybe dropping your kids to work, school, getting to work, grabbing your coffee. So mornings can be very hectic. And throughout the day, we're working very hard. We have to produce outcomes at whatever we work in, pay our bills, work hard. So by the time we come back evening in the house, most people are very exhausted. They usually just kind of open the TV, watch Netflix, or eat something unhealthy. But when you come in home, and I realize for me, if I'm not using my evenings correctly, and I don't learn how to switch off when I come home, so I can get into rest and relaxation, and I don't make that choice consciously, then I can't rest and recuperate. And if you do that day in, day out, eventually you'll burn out. So releasing whatever happened today is a very important way to switch off and tell your brain, now it's time to be present and enjoy, right? So in the evening, it's very important. A practice you can do is journaling. Write everything down that happened today, right? And things that made you upset, things that made you happy, everything. And also realize that some things are in your control and some things are outside your control. And a very good way to go crazy is to focus on things that are outside your control all the time, right? So realize what happened today, what could you have done better, what did you do amazingly well, and look at things that are not in your control and let them go. Think about all the good things that happen, things that you're grateful for. Again, come back to gratitude. And before you sleep, do a bit of breathing, think about God, and sleep. That simple 10-minute evening ritual, when you finish work and how you end your day, can be a massive difference on the amount of inner peace you can start the next day with. Instead of starting the morning with anxiety, you will see that inner peace will move forward into the next day. Now, just before I end the video, I want to be very real with you, right? I don't want to sit here and preach to you that, hey, you can find inner peace, do this, do that, and not practice it myself and share something vulnerable, right? So I run a sales business and I have a family, I'm a father, and I have my own responsibilities. So there's times in my day, I do my best to practice all these things very consistently. But the days I don't, I can see the massive difference, right? If for whatever reason, regardless of whatever I'm practicing, life is constantly challenging us. So things happen to me, just like you, that are not according to my plan. This is how I deal with it. If I feel frustration at work, if I feel pressure to achieve an outcome in my business, and I feel maybe frustration in my relationship or with my child, I take 5 minutes out during my day to just go back to the center, remind myself, hey, listen, this is what I'm feeling. Maybe I don't like it, but this doesn't dictate what I do. What I do is dictated by my higher consciousness, and I can just breathe and remind myself that it's not that bad. I can drop all the stories my mind is telling me about what's happening and really look at the. Wish you all the best. Try these things out, and I guarantee you that you can, in 24 hours, find some inner peace. Till the very next time, this is Shay signing off.